A pack of horror delivered to your door. Okay, that's bad. What's inside the new Horror Pack monthly subscription bag? Yes, producers are telling me that that's got to be one of the worst intros. We're going to move on from it, though. And what's inside every single month, every single bag that you get every single month from Horror Pack? Movies. Specifically, horror movies. Specifically, still, DVDs and or Blu-rays. You can subscribe to either one of them. I happen to get Blu-rays myself. But if you're one that's one format behind, you can certainly most definitely subscribe also to DVDs. Also, even further back from that would be VHS, and even further from that as well would be Beta, which would be what I grew up with, Beta. Always playing catch up to the other cool kids in the neighborhood who had VHS. I digress. We're going to go ahead and get this opened up. As I said at the very long-winded intro and beginning of this video, Horror Pack every single month delivers a selection of randomly inserted DVDs and Blu-rays. Now, I do have to stress this as well. My bag would be the exact same as the kid down the street who has subscribed to the Horror Pack. Our mailing bags would be the exact same to one another for content. So it's not actually just somebody has just walked in with a blindfold and just grabbed randomly selected titles and just shuffled them into the bag, sealing it, moving along, and then grabbing a next random assortment. They're all going to be the same. That being said, let's go ahead and get this opened up. I'm going to use Knifey McGee here, my brand new knife. Good and sharp. Don't barely have to apply any bit of pressure to it. And let's go ahead and get this opened up. Now I'm going to do my best, as I normally try to do on these, to just reach in, pull out one, talk about it with you guys, and maybe if I've seen it, some quick quips about what I think about the film. Or if you guys have seen any of the films that you're about to have a look at here in the perusing of 4, let me know down below what you guys thought of the movie. I always like reading your comments. I love reading comments in these videos, getting to know you guys out there. So let's see what we got for the first one. This is a Blu-ray DVD combo pack of Anti-Birth, starring Natasha Lyonne, Chloe Sevigny, is it Sevigny? And Meg Tilly. Oh, I recognize Meg Tilly. I'm assuming it has something to do with pregnancy. Assuming even further it has something to do with Anti-Birth. One of the year's most original horror films. Oh, that seems promising. Hard-drinking, pill-popping, bone-ripping Lou, played by Natasha Lyonne of Orange is the New Black. Not really a big fan of her, I have to admit. And her best friend, Sodie, or is it Sadie? I think it actually says Sadie, played by Chloe Sevigny of American Horror Story, spend their days adrift in a druggy haze. Isn't that remarkable how... what's her name? Natasha Lyonne seems to be really good at playing somebody who is always on drugs. Have you noticed that? I think actually she had become, I don't know if she became homeless or she had become bankrupt. She didn't obviously do very well after American Pie. And I think she went into some really hard times, probably then expanding further into that. I think she actually got into drug use, which I'm not 100% certain, so don't pin me on that. It's interesting, though, they always seem to kind of cast her. She was kind of like that also in Orange is the New Black. Somebody that's getting over a drug, a drug abuse. Which, if she got over it, I mean, all the power to her. But it does seem awful that in some ways that she's actually typecasted. She always seems to be typecasted for the same type of character. Anyways, where were we? As they spend adrift in a druggy haze, but one wild night becomes a bad trip that never ends when Lou wakes up with symptoms of an unexplained, highly abnormal pregnancy. Who or what is growing inside of her? As her due date approaches with alarming swiftness, the fear, paranoia, and conspiracy theories begin to pile up. Spiked with blasts of hallucinatory color, surreal shocks, and subversive comedy, the audacious feature debut of Danny Perez is a no-holds-barred descent into delirium. This weird, messy, that's a good way to describe it, and oddly fascinating, says Film Journal International. Film also stars Meg Tilly of Psycho 2 and Mark Webber of Green Room. Special features include psychedelic shorts, that seems promising, storyboards, and trailer. The movie was released, if I can find it here, 2016, with a runtime of, I don't know, 95 minutes. It says right there, 95 minutes. Anybody see it? Anti-Birth. Let me know. Let me know also if you pronounce it anti-birth or anti-birth. I guess anti-birth probably sounds a little bit better. Grabbing the next title inside, we've got Walled In. This stars Misha Barton, Cameron Bright, Deborah Kara Unger. Oh, is that the girl from Highlander? And I think she was also in a movie called Crash. I used to have quite the crush on her. And Pascal Gregory. Some secrets are best left buried. Isn't that how all secrets should be? Left buried? And that's always the problem with all these movies. These secrets that are left buried. If they stayed buried, the movie wouldn't exist. They always have to get surfaced in some way. It is her, okay. Based on the best-selling book and graphic novel, in 1993, 16 bodies were found entombed within one of the world's most renowned yet eccentric architects. The killer was never caught. 15 years later, newly graduated structural engineer Sam Walzak, played by Misha Barton of the OC, arrives to prepare the site for demolition. But as the massive concrete crypt is not entirely empty, its halls are lined with secrets. Its rooms are filled with fear, and behind its walls, the ultimate horror lay waiting. Until now, Cameron Bright, X-Men Last Stand, Deborah Kara Unger of she was also in Silent Hill, that's right, and Noam Jenkins of Saw 4 co-stars in the saga of terror, torment, and shocking twists based on a best-selling horror novel. This was released in, first of all, it was released by Anchor Bay. It was 91 minutes of runtime. I guess it still is 91 minutes of runtime if you were to watch this for yourself. And the release date, 2009. See, it's right down there. It's really, really small. It's right down there. And I guess it was a Canadian picture. Good old Canada. Put that right there. Anybody see this, by the way? Anybody? Anybody? One person puts up their hand. I wonder who that was. If that was you, put your hand up again. Oh, it was you. No, it's always you. You're always the one that watches these weird movies. We also have Life Changer. This is the Horror Pack Limited Edition Blu-ray. Let's have a look on the back here. Drew has an identity problem. Every few days, he has to shapeshift or face a painful death. He has to find someone and make a copy. He takes everything, their looks, memories, hopes, and dreams, their entire life. He becomes them, and then they die horribly. Oh, that doesn't sound promising. Lately, the changes are becoming more frequent. Facing his imminent death, Drew sets out on one more blood-soaked mission. Seems promising enough. This one is 84 minutes in runtime, and it was released. I always like to try to give you guys the dates that these were released, in which I cannot find in this instance. I can tell you again, it's 84 minutes in length. I just don't know how long it was. It does feature commentary writer-director Justin McConnell, commentary with actors Laura Burke, Jack Foley, Sam James White, Steve Kassan, and writer-director Justin McConnell. Change and adapt. The making of Life Changer is 104 minutes. That's a long time. It's like what? That's an hour and a half. I guess that's not too long. It just seems longer when you make that into minutes. Doesn't everything seem a lot longer? Obviously, it does seem a lot longer because it's a larger number. Deleted scenes with optional director's commentary is 25 minutes. Original score with Sean Motley. And also trailers, still gallery, and storyboards. That seems like a rather interesting idea. And actually, from the distance, it looked a little bit like the same cover as, what was that movie? Sound of Thunder. Yeah, Sound of Thunder. Anybody see Sound of Thunder? Kind of like it's based on a Ray Bradbury novel and a short that was on the Ray Bradbury TV series, all about time travel and being able to hunt back in time without, of course, the events cascading into the future. It's a great movie. Just really bad special effects for its time, but a great movie, Sound of Thunder. And last but certainly not least, we have Baskin. Baskin. Enter a world of suffering and madness. Oh, you always know that whenever they add suffering in it, I always think, okay, it's going to be one of those movies. Raven Banner Releasing presents a film by Can Avranol, and this is Baskin. What's Baskin all about? Well, I can see a whole lot of blood. Not since Hellraiser have I witnessed such a frightening personification of evil. One of the best horror films of the decade. A squad of unsuspecting cops enter the blood-splattered bowels of hell. Fine work, Read Up, fine work. When they stumble upon a black mass and unspeakable horrors in an abandoned building. In this tour de force feature debut of ferociously talented director Ken Evernall, inspiration is drawn from Apocalypse Now and Hellraiser, as well as artistic works of Caravaggio and H.R. Giger. Interesting. 97 minutes. It's rated 18A. That's going to be excessive. And 2015 was the release date. Special features include original short film and behind-the-scenes featurette. Seems like we got quite an interesting mixed bag here. Haven't seen any of these. Usually they'll always kind of put like a retro in there, one of which maybe I have already picked up over my travels, or maybe I just never have picked up. This one was all obscure films to me, and if anybody has seen these, let me know down below what you guys think of them. Those titles, by the way, for the June bag were Baskin. That seems, again, interesting that it would be paired with Giger and Hellraiser. Also, Life Changer, Walled In, and Anti-Birth. Anybody seen any of these? Let me know down below. Also, speaking of down below too, if you are new to this channel, it's okay. You can admit it. No, we're good. We're good around here. We're good. We're not going to be those people that are like finger pointing the whole time at you. If you're new to this channel, or if you're long-time viewers, and during your long-time viewerage, that's not a word, of this channel, you just never got around to subscribing. Maybe you were about to do it one day. Mom called you downstairs, quickly grab a glass of freshly made lemonade. And I gotta tell you, speaking as somebody that loves freshly made lemonade, I would pretty much abandon all other things I was working on to run downstairs and get myself a tall glass, the tallest glass you could find. Even put it into a pail. I'll drink that stuff. Put it into a pail, some ice cubes, provided the pail, of course, is clean, or if you just recently bought the pail and the pail hasn't been used for cleaning up floors or something really disgusting, heck, I'll drink it right from the pail. But if you guys were about to, that cursor was getting really, really close to hitting subscribe, and then you got sidetracked, it's okay. You can do that right now. Pretend my virtual finger is the cursor over to subscribe. You hit that subscribe button, and I don't even think you can double click. I think you just click it once. And head on over also to the bell notification. It's almost as if I've got something happening right here. Turn on the bell notification to full notification so that when new videos are coming onto this channel, you'll never miss out. Again, what you guys think of this pile of stuff, pile of 4 movies? Have you seen any of them? Let me know down below and we can have a conversation, maybe a conversation with a tall glass of freshly made lemonade. That hits the spot. Stay tuned, guys, because we're going to have a whole bunch of new videos coming onto this channel on a regular basis. Saturation level of videos to this channel is quite high. So as quickly as you probably watch one video, right around the corner, as quickly as you turn the corner, there's another probably 12 videos right there for your viewing pleasure. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.